Hi, I'm Bob March, your host for the OWL TV show called Faces for Good. My guest today is Professor Arflin, who is an attorney and who was on faculty here and is the advisor for the FAU Undergraduate Law Journal. Can you please tell me a little bit about this Undergraduate Law Journal here at campus?
Absolutely. It's a wonderful program that involves both practical experience and academic research. It was initiated by a student in my intellectual property class. He was getting prepared for law school, wanted some way to distinguish himself from other applicants, had a little bit of experience with legal research, and was a very disciplined student. So we brainstormed, did a little research, found that only about 17 universities throughout the United States actually offer this opportunity for undergraduate students, and we decided to start an undergrad law journal. So we initiated the process, and we were able to find some great resources. The Undergrad Law Journal here at FAU is actually a COSO sponsored organization, and it is both a program and a product. We publish a journal every spring, and we engage in programs throughout the year to enable students to acquire the skills they need to do the legal research, whether it's case law or other types of legal research, to do the writing involving the analysis required for legal writing using IRAC issue rule. And then they also are trained to do Blue Book citation style writing and research.
Yes.
So it's been a great opportunity for students to engage in heightened academic opportunities, but they also get an added bonus. They also get to be involved in an actual business transaction because they negotiate with a printer to get the journal printed. They have to acquire distribution lists, they have to acquire sponsors, they have to go through the editing process. So it's a pretty fascinating opportunity for them to get real life experience as well as their academic opportunities.
It sounds great. Tell me a few of the specific topics that you might, or the students have come up with.
I believe we had something like 11 articles in our journal in spring 2014, but some of the articles that you might find interesting in particular was one that questioned whether or not pressing the like button on Facebook constituted speech, and as such was protected constitutionally. Then we had an article about the growing imbalances in our litigation system that precludes some people from even having access to court. Then we had an article about whether orally administered cancer drugs were being unconstitutionally withheld from impoverished people. And we had an article about the impediments that disc jockeys face when they try to create playlists based on copyright law.
So you cover a wide variety of topics.
It's all over the place. It really is an opportunity for students to follow their interest.
Now, who can join the club?
It's open to anyone in the entire university, engineering, science, the arts, languages, anyone.
So they don't have to be pre-law?
They do not. The only requirement is if they want to be an officer or if they want to publish. They have to have a 2.5 GPA. So that's the only requirement.
Well, that's not too difficult.
No.
That sounds really good. So if a student wants to get more information about your law journal, how does he or she go about doing that?
We have several different venues that they can use, and I'll be glad to share those with you. We have an email account that is faulawjournal@gmail.com. We have a Twitter account that's @FAULawJournal. We have space on Collegiate Link that students can access, and they can email me directly if they'd like.
All right. And what I'll do is I'll post all this information on the credits of the
Excellent.
on the show.
Great.
Is there anything else that you'd like to tell us about that might be unusual, different, whatever?
I think probably one of the most important things I'd like for people to understand and know is that the goal, the purpose, is to enrich the academic life of students here at FAU by engaging in academic research, but by also getting that practical experience of what it's like to run a business kind of
Yes.
situation. So we get heightened academic opportunities and real world experience, which I think is a pretty perfect combination.
Yes. And by the way, we actually have a copy of the
Yes.
current Florida Atlantic University Law Journal.
That's correct.
And this looks pretty good.
Oh, and let me add this too, because I think this is pretty interesting. We published hard copies of this, but this year for the first time we also published digital copies of it.
Oh,
So it's also available online through the FAU library.
okay. And I'll also include that in the credits.
Great.
So I really appreciate you being here today. This is
My pleasure.
a unique club. I've never heard of it before on any college campus,
Thank you.
and it sounds like a winner.
Thank you very much. We
So-
love it.
I'd like to thank you very much today,
Thank you, sir.
Professor Arflin.
Thank you for including us.
Thank you for being my guest. Okay.
Nobody does.